You may not know, but in 1884, Austin was terrorized by a serial killer as vicious as Jack the Ripper. Skip Hollandsworth, award-winning journalist, screenwriter, and executive editor of Texas Monthly, has just published a new book that brings that story to life. Welcome to the show,
Thank
Skip.
you.
It's great to have you here. The Midnight Assassin is what it's called. And I just want to preface this interview so our viewers know you, of course, of not only Texas Monthly fame, but also wrote the screenplay for Bernie. In case our viewers don't know.
Who's on trial as we speak.
I know. So
things aren't looking good for him.
Are you following that pretty closely?
Things are not looking good, but his defense is just beginning to present its case. So 20 years later, no one still knows what's going to happen to him. It's a murder case that won't die.
Much like 130 years later from for this story, we still don't know who the killer was. It's an unsolved mystery.
Well, there was this brilliant, brutal, monstrous killer who set out to ritualistically slaughter Austin women, 7 in all, exactly over a period of 1 year, starting with black servant women and ending with white socialites. And he terrorized the city. The city was on the verge of anarchy, panic. People were gathered at Congress and 6th Avenue at night to stand under the gas lamps because they were so scared of what was in the dark. And Austin was then, in that year, just a town of 17,000 people.
Only 12 in the Austin Police Department.
Yeah. So how in the world did no one know who this one killer is, in such a small city, who the killer was? Someone had to know. And yet the killer, after all these years, has never been identified.
And I do encourage our viewers to pick up this book and read it because it is so vivid, which is part of what the New York Times, a review just came out. It says here it vividly recreates Texas back in the late 19th century, a true crime of high quality. I just want to read a little bit of this. This is, of course, pictures that we're seeing.
That's the Driscoll Hotel, which was just getting built at the time of the murders.
Well, you talk about the first victim, who was a black slave. Her name was Molly Smith. Her body had been ripped open like a calf at a slaughterhouse. When the undertaker tried to take her body into a wooden casket, the body did not hold together. It looked like a horrific amateur medical operation, an experiment in anatomy. Wow. What a description.
Well, but that's the way every woman was murdered. I mean, some were murdered with ice picks driven through their ears, like they were being lobotomized. One woman's had her face bashed in with a brick until one reporter who saw her said it looked like jelly. I mean, he was doing something. One woman was murdered and then laid back, and then he laid pieces of kindling across her like a crucifixion scene. It was this twisted, diabolical slaughter. Why did he do it? Why did he pick Austin? And where did he go?
You spent 10 years. You say, or
on and off, 10 years.
On and off, of course, because you've got another very busy job that you do, and in addition to being a screenwriter. I don't know if you're going to pick up any more movies, but 10 years, and you say here towards the end of the book, I quote, "I continue to beg anyone who has information about the killings, theory and all, to contact me." In the last minute we have left here, you want to help solve this murder, these women who need resolution.
Well, after all this time, it's very unlikely there's any new evidence. But once, I mean, I'm not the only one that's gotten involved in this case. And once you get involved in it, it haunts you like no other. Surely someone knew who this killer was and what happened to him. You know, was he where did he go? Or was he put away secretly by city authorities so that no more scandal would be created? It just remains our own Jack the Ripper mystery.
Wow, amazing. 1884, 130 years ago. The book is The Midnight Assassin by our guest, Skip Hollandsworth. Good luck with it. It's an incredible read. I'm only about 4 chapters in, picked it up last night, and I'm sure I'll get through it.
You are the greatest.
Rainy weekend. No, you are.
You're absolutely the greatest.
Thank you for joining us today, and we will be right back.